Well, thank you very much. We are absolutely going to have fun. Welcome, everybody, to the grand finals for North America King of the Sea. This is Islands of Ice map, so I'm really excited about that. For those of you guys who are watching, a quick programming note: ELSR, having won the regional finals, start this series with 1 game advantage over KSC. KSC has to win 3 games. ELSR only has to win 2 games to advance to basically take first place in the international finals. Raptor, tell us about KSC's lineup, if you would, please.
KSC spawning here on the north side in the green as we take a look at Islands of Ice, Pikachu's Vermont build. We should be well familiar with that by now. Well Done's Ohio build has not changed, still very secondary heavy on a ship that he hasn't had much opportunity to use those secondaries on. Storm Salem going to the right flank, Concealment RPF, and a gun reload build. Triple Destroyer headed to mid, double Ragnar, that's Hatake, and Raiden, the same build for both ships, running RPF and gun range. Married to our first Forest Sherman of the event, Zath. We never even saw one of these back in day 1.
No, I'm wondering if it's because they like the cute little turrets on the ship, or if they want to have an American smoke, but it not be a gearing for whatever reason.
I don't know. We're about to find out, but there's a Forest Sherman headed to mid. Over here on the eastern flank with Pikachu's Vermont, we've got Quicksilver's Napoli. Looks like a gun range and a little bit of secondary there for the modules. Warp Chaos's Des Moines, outnumbered and unique upgrade. And then last but not least, Seitsurugamo running the unique upgrade there in slot 5 and a gun reload. What do we got for ELSR and their Kleber Wolfpack headed to sea, Zath?
Oh yeah, I'm already looking at that because woof. So we've got triple Kleber, one of which is running unique upgrade, one of which is running radiolocation, the other one is running all the pain. So those 3 working together, you can tell they've planned this out, heading towards
CCAP.
Big
time.
Behind them is Stevens Des Moines, probably set to hold the area once the 3 Klebers win it and move it to the next set. Behind that is 8952's Vermont in a full tank build. In the middle of the map is Professor Luger's Vamp 2, Quincy's Ragnar with gun build, and an Ohio that is pretty much full sniper spec, and a Token Force Moskva heading south of A in your typical unique upgrade Moskva setup. A reminder, Brisbane, Marseille banned for ever in this matchup, correct?
Yep, we will not be seeing... There's the possibility if we go to Game 4, you'll see a Brisbane, but Marseille is banned in every single game by insistence of KSC.
So the Sherman.
Early.
All right, let's talk Sherman real quick. I have a feeling they're doing that because of the Kleber.
Probably. I mean, they had to suspect or at least have a pretty good idea that ELSR denied the Marseille would opt for the Kleber, wanting the maneuverability, wanting the firepower, and, well, they would be correct. And so Warped Chaos taking the brunt of that pain early on, but KSC coming seemingly ready for it. Sate's right there with the smoke, able to salvage Warp from a ton of early damage. KSC also able to get onto a cap much quicker than in some of the other games we've seen them today. So both teams ticking up points evenly. One owning B, one owning C. Interesting to me, Zath, is that KSC, they're going to be the only people touching A for a while.
That's right. Yep. Now, the Forest Sherman, of course, has its SAP guns as well as HE, correct?
Yes, SAP and HE. She's got 3 turrets. I believe it's 1 forward and 2 aft. Whoa, that's a problem for KSC.
First kill, first blood goes to ELSR.
Some lucky torpedoes take Sate out, and there goes the smoke that probably would have kept Warped Chaos in the game a long time. Unfortunately, that is gone, and so we'll have to see how they adapt to that. But back to the Sherman, she's got 2 aft turrets, 1 bow turret, and they HE and SAP, and incredibly fast reload. I think it starts at about 2 seconds or like 1.8. It's something truly insane.
Sure. Absolutely. And those turrets, I believe, are 360-degree turrets as well. So it's like you just keep running circles and hold down left mouse button because please don't kill your mouse.
I'm fairly certain they are. We're only 5 minutes into this game, and now we see KSC. They grab A, so they'll start ticking out. I would say start taking up a points lead, but losing sight earlier over on the The 9 line means that they're actually trying to close the gap as Luger's Vampire Deuce is now in this B cap contesting it across from Viper's Sherman.
Yeah, Hatake Yoshi doing a nice job with the radar there, getting Rin's Kleber on fire. Still spotted, still taking some damage.
You know, Zath, I think maybe what we're seeing here is simply, if nothing else, just an acknowledgement from KSC, like, look, Kleber's been in the meta a long time. We know how to deal with Klebers and Kleber packs and Kleber rushes. Marseille, obviously, they didn't have a good response for in the earlier series. And I think we're seeing some of that now. Now the Klebers are clearly trying to rotate all the way to the A cap, assuming that they're not going to be able. I'm assuming that they think, okay, we'll lock up B, we'll grab A, but have a look at Hatake's Ragnar. He's going to dash C and be able to pick it up because the Klebers are all elsewhere.
I think that's the kind of the play KSC is looking at. They knew what to expect here, so they're basically just going to say, fine, we know you're going to go back and forth. We'll just go and hop on when you leave and play whack-a-mole with you.
And exactly. And if you look, that's what they've done with the Ragnar positions, right? Raiden's position along that island in what is that, about E4?
Echo 4, yeah.
Hatake's position basically mirroring him on the other side of the B cap. They just flex to whichever cap that the Klebers aren't in and pick that cap up. And then when the Klebers move, the other Ragnar pops out, takes it back, and so on and so forth.
Yep, riding with the radar, not only catching the Klebers and the other Ragnar, but also Professor Luger's Vampire too.
Yeah, they can see Luger now. They know where he is. Nobody's really going to dump shots on him. They really need to try to pick up the kill on Misakura's Kleber if they can. He's the lowest of the pack. As about 6 ships now dumping HE onto the deck of Well Done here. He is actually taking a shot at Luger as Raiden going around the corner to get in his face.
Yeah, I mean, look at how low Luger is right here. This is.
I love this aggression, Zath. This is almost the kind of thing that we weren't seeing from KSC earlier in the day, trying to force these opportunities to happen, and now they're definitely making a play for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, big hit from the Ohio south from ELSR, which will tie things up.
Raiden's in trouble. They're going to lose him. Question is, can they get a shell on it? They can.
Well done.
Well done's Ohio seals the deal. That's going to allow them to take up B, but unfortunately it takes out that flex Ragnar in the middle, so there's not going to be an opportunity for KSC to pick up A again.
Yeah, it's interesting that King Viper stayed back so long in the Sherman. I thought for sure he was going to come out on the other side. He didn't. He just sat there.
Yep, a little surprised by that. Well, it's only about a 10-point lead here for ELSR. We're 8 minutes in, and KSC down a ship, but with better board control for the moment. ELSR looking to react.
Yeah, we're seeing some Des Moines slap fights going on over at CCAP. On the border, there's the ELSR Vermont trying to work his way up. Quicksilver.
Well, and I like what they've done with Hatake's Ragnar, because I think what they're trying to do with Hu Tao and Busters is they're trying to wrap the B cap and trap Viper's Sherman. He's now smoking and pulling up the SAP on Bochio's Hyo. That's going to let them know where to look for him.
Right.
His Hydro is offline for quite some time.
Now, worth noting, Rin, which is the low health Kleber, is the one that's using radiolocation. So that removes that knowledge from the remaining Kleber pack.
I actually lied. He is shooting at Rin. I'm not sure how Rin got spotted, but he is spotted back there.
Yep, so is King Viper now. That's the Ragnar radar, Quincy.
Yep. I mean, look how many shells this Sherman vomits out. Not a comfortable place to be, being in a gunfight with this guy.
No.
He's going to get Klebered now, although they are going to push Quincy's radar off. Hasn't yet. I'm waiting for it to go down. Oh, Viper's going to go out. They're going to absolutely destroy him in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, very unfortunate timing there. I think they thought he could just outlast the radar, and no. That did not work that way.
Yeah, it was well timed, right? Because the torpedoes came in. He could have been able to move up to the other side of this iceberg for some cover, but they weren't able to make it happen because torpedoes went by at the wrong time. And now these Klebers, these very low health Klebers, are just going to be very difficult for KSC to pick up kills on.
Yep, and now Storm has been chosen for deletion.
Well, I think they're going to lose Pikachu as well. I liked KSC's strategy. I still think it's a sound one. At the moment, they still have a lead of about 20 points, but they are down 2 ships here.
I kind of wonder if KSC would have brought all 4 Shermans instead of a little Ragnar here, a little Hargumo there, you know.
It's an interesting question, right? Because Sherman is a very difficult ship to play.
Yeah.
She has an obscene rate of fire, but she does not handle very well. She is not very fast. So is that an even fight when you're up against a Kleber? I have not played the ship enough to say one way or another. I will say it's not a gunfight I would be excited about.
No.
Speaking of gunfights, no one's excited about. Have a look at B.
Well, I was looking at Storm killing Apex's Moskva.
Well, Storm bests Apex, and we're about to see Quincy go out here because he pretty much he's not doing a great job damaging Hitake.
There he goes.
Salem does go out over on the one line, selling his ship dearly. For the moment, though, KSC with a lead. They do claw back. Well, there's still 2 ships down. Bochi's Ohio might go down, Zath.
Yeah, that's really KSC's best shot at getting back into this. Take down this battleship.
It really is. If they take this Ohio out, they actually have a pretty solid chance of maybe getting back in and staying in this game. I think they're going to get him right here.
Nope.
Ooh.
Well done, secondary. Good to talk.
His heel's ticking, but they do claim him. And there we go. Now it's a 140-point lead. KSC still has a surviving battleship here in the middle of the board. ELSR's Vermont trapped way down on the eye line.
Yeah, Quicksilver detected now, but I don't think that 8952 has a shot, no.
Can they defend B? I don't think they can, Zath. You see here Buster's being allowed to take the lead because he has the huge health advantage over Hitake. Hitake puts the radar up, sees him coming.
I'll tell you what, I don't like that. If I was, I like Well Done, though, moving central. But Rin almost in radar range of Hitake. Almost.
Yep, almost.
Matter of fact, here it comes.
Is the radar gonna last 8 seconds? They're gonna catch a glimpse of him, maybe? No, he's turning away. He's being told by his teammates, careful, you're gonna get caught.
That's right.
Hitake now very lonely, pinned between a Des Moines and Little Buster's Kleber. And now now Rin is opening up. Now that may end up being a mistake if they can claim this kill, Zath. Hitake is retargeting his guns.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to get a couple of salvos. Is it going to be enough? It's not. Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
Oh. KSC still with a lead. 100 points now. 6.5 minutes to play.
So now the play has to be kill the Vermont and or Des Moines. Forget the Klebers.
You think the Napoli charge can kill the Vermont?
He's going to have to.
Quicksilver's smoke is available. He's got 1 left. His heel's ticking.
And Steven's radar is available too. Here's the smoke.
Shots coming in. Decent, not catastrophic. He's backing away, Zath, and he's under radar. Oh, this feels bad. I feel like I'm with you. I feel like you have to push him.
Yep.
He is going to land one of these torpedoes.
He is.
Maybe 2?
2.
No, 2. That's actually notable.
Does pull out the DCP, and there goes the plane up to try to keep 89 spotted at least.
Yep. All right. 6 minutes to play. KSC now on a 140-point lead and 120-point lead and falling. Well done. Unable to defend the B cap. He was never going to be able to do that anyway.
No.
Trying to get away from these torpedoes. He's going to still take one in the stern. No, they run out of gas.
All skill, no luck.
They run out of juice. It looks like he's trying to contribute. They know if they can pick up one or both of these kills, they can win the game. He's trying to punch out the Des Moines.
Speaking of being punched. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. That might have just saved game 1 for KSC because now they can clean up the Vermont. It's going to happen here in a salvo or 2. There it is. That's the game.
Wow.
Fighting from the back foot, down ships most of the game. KSC pulls it all together, holds enough caps. All the Klebers live, Zath.
They're the only ones that did. So it's clearly not their fault.
Yep, KSC wins game 1. What a game.
You know, I gotta say it was a fantastic game to watch and look at. You're going all over the place. Your head's on a swivel. You know what the Klebears are gonna do. KSC said, "Well, fine. If you guys go do your thing, we're gonna go clean up the rest of your team that thinks that they can just sit there and watch."
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, wow. Really well executed by KSC. All right. Well, I can't wait to see more of this. I will be proud to be wrong if they win this series. Let's throw it back to the studio.
I think we're both gonna be proud to be wrong. Yes.
Action stations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this grand final here in the North American bracket of King of the Sea 15. We're bringing you game 2. Yes, that's not a misnomer. ELSR came in with a 1-game lead, so this is technically game 2 of the series here on Shatter. Spawning in the north in the green, KSC. Zath, talk me through the KSC lineup.
Oh boy, what do we have for KSC?
Oh, no.
Look at this. We've got our
Lots to talk about, kids.
Pikachu has gotten bored of the Vermont and he's decided to switch to the Ohio. Secondary sniper, basically all the damage spec. And then Well Done has said, you know what? I'm going Das German. He's going for not the Schlieffen that we normally see on this map, but a Preußen.
A Preußen.
A Preußen.
Indeed, he is.
Secondary and tanky spec. And then over, let's see, heading towards Seaside, we've got, your typical gearing with Dazzle. We got Hatake in the typical Des Moines build. Quicksilver in a range build, Salem. King Viper in a unique upgrade daring.
Yes,
we'll talk about that later.
Unique upgrade daring. I think he's there to dislodge people at B. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then we've got Sei Targumo again, 420 Blaze at all, trying desperately not to take torpedoes this time early and die. And then we've got Storm with the typical Mosfa build, Warp Chaos with the typical Des Moines build, and I believe that rounds out our setup for KSC. What do we got for ELSR?
ELSR now finds themselves in a best-of-3 series, tied up at a game apiece with the current Kings of the Sea here on North America. They are fielding a St. Vincent. That's 8952 down here on the southwestern corner. Fairly standard gun reload build. He is accompanied by Stevens Des Moines. Very similar RPF and unique upgrade. Misakota's Stalingrad, a range upgrade and RPF, and a little bit of concealment there. Little Buster Sarugumo with that fancy smoke and lots of gun reload. Quincy's Klebear, the legendary Klebear, which means he's a little less gunpowder, but a lot stealthier. He's going to dash to A, pick that up as quick as possible, start ticking up some points for his team.
Dazzle.
Hutao's... Oh, did he have Dazzle?
Yes.
On a Klebear. On a Klebear, Zap.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that. Suddenly Dazzle is meta. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening today. Hutao's Des Moines moving up the channel along the 5 line with a fairly standard build, though. He's running range and top grade gunner instead of reload. It's Des Moines, you don't really need reload, I suppose. Apex Schlieffen going full on secondary. So not even secondary survivability in slot 1, believe it or not. He's pushing up the 6th line. Going to play between B and C over here. Probably on the south corner of B. And then way over on the flank, Bocci in a Venezia running ranged, outnumbered, and RPF fronted by Luger's Yu Yang and a full torpedo reload build along with a little bit of radar.
Something else.
So very, very, very different team lineups. Go ahead, Zath.
Yeah, something else worthy of note is that Venezia is running the rudder upgrade in slot 5 instead of concealment. So rudder and propulsion. He wants to be as scooty as possible, but he's also planning on playing a very long-range game against whatever cruiser goes to Echo 7 Island.
Now, he's not running double rudder. He's running engine in 4 and rudder in 5.
Correct.
I've seen some people try to run double rudder, which is running that in both 4 and 5.
Right.
Well, little quick look at early deployments. We can see Quincy's Klebear way over here on the 1 line, having grabbed A, continuing to move out there and do some spotting for his team. The Daring has puff smoked the Salem, that's Quicksilver, through the gap here along the 4 line, and is now up near the B cap. Radar picking him up now. They know Viper and Quicksilver are in there.
Yep, absolutely they do, as Hutao is arcing over the island through the uprights and hitting Pikachu's Ohio at max range.
Goal! Kick is up, but it's good, Zath.
That's right. Now, Apex choosing slot 1 auxiliary means he wants his secondaries to live, but that's at the expense of his main battery and, most importantly, his torpedoes, Raptor.
Yeah, I've seen people do this on Schlieffen, and honestly, I think it's a personal choice. It sort of depends on how you're going to play the ship, how you're going to position the ship. If you're going to be very aggressive, let's say, and expect to have your secondaries always in the action and constantly firing, then yeah, I think there's some value to it. In this instance where Apex is positioned at the moment, he's not getting a lot of use out of that, other than the fact that it's, you know, the HE's probably not going to break his secondaries even now. And yeah. But
he's also running Loot Yens with the buffed preventative maintenance skill, so that's what, 45% less chance of module breaking.
Yep.
So that does protect the torpedoes.
Storm's Mosca diving for the island over here in E2, taking some Stalingrad shots from his port side, and a Des Moines off his bow. Yep, there's the St. Vincent off his starboard side as well, who dings him pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Turning into the Stalingrad shots. It looks like he's going to turn into the Stalin and just suffer the Des Moines and St. Vincent as best he can. Des Moines only going to get this last salvo on him. St. Vincent's not going to get another one.
No, between the two, that's probably the better choice. I'm still curious why move up like this so early. Clearly the focus target for ELSR, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's the closest thing for them to hit right now.
St. Vincent, 8952, just took a torpedo. He's already at a 3rd health.
Yep, took one. Definitely took one.
Quincy just fought between all the ships and all the radars.
Well, he's caught, but is anybody even shooting at him? I'm not seeing it right now.
No, nobody's got a shot on him.
See my point? Quicksilver's radars got him locked up for another 30-plus seconds. Now he's just finally starting to take some damage.
It feels like KSC was trying to just lock him in place and you know, surround him and just get him out, but...
Yep.
They're trading way too much health.
6.5 minutes gone. It's a 100-point lead here for ELSR. They picked up that early cap at A. They're maximizing it. They're likely to pick up their first kill here with Storm, who is 10 seconds away from his next heal with more torpedoes coming in.
Yeah, he popped up
this salvo, he can't dodge. No, not at the range.
Yeah, it's easy to dodge when you don't have to move.
That's true.
But Storm does put the radar up anyways. He thinks he's going out soon.
He's holding on for dear life as he's trying to heal through this fire. But more shells coming in. He's going to go out here in just a sec.
Yep.
And there he goes. First blood going to ELSR here in Game 3. They are in solid control of the western flank of this map.
Yep. Over on the east side, they do have control right now of the Charlie cap, but it's not a complete control.
No, I'm still a little surprised that no one's tried for B. I see Viper trying, but as soon as he does, he's going to draw out the Des Moines radar. Well, the Des Moines radar is already up.
Yep. Lots of early, quick radars here trying to hold people in place.
You know, Zath, I think they have an opportunity here in terms of radar timing, right? The Des Moines radar is about to go down in another 10, 12 seconds. The Stalingrad radar is still, when that happens, it's still going to be 45 seconds away. They have an opportunity here for Viper to possibly pick up this cap, a window that they can sneak it in.
Right you are,
Looks like
Raptor.
he's going to try. Looks like he's going to try for it.
We'll have to see if he does. Now, if you're Viper, you've got that unique upgrade. That means your torpedoes do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think maybe he's going to sneak back, work on the cap, and try for the conga line torps on Hutao, perhaps.
That would be a good idea, as he's detected now.
He's detected by what? Is he lit on the surface?
Remember, to take the unique upgrade, he has to give up
he's more detectable. Yes, he does. That's exactly correct. Well, Hutao's hydro means those torpedoes probably aren't going to mean anything.
Correct. So, but, I mean, Viper knows he's safe-ish, at least for a little bit of time until the next radar hits.
Stalingrad radar is seconds away, and I'm waiting for it. There it is. Viper now under the radar. But they're pushing Hutao back with these torpedoes. That's going to prevent him from getting good shots. And just like that, KSC grabs B. So down to ship, finally bagging a cap advantage.
Yeah, look at Well Done's Preussen now. He's also just kind of stepping on B, saying, hey, you can try it. But I'm here too.
Yep. Viper threads the needle, bags the cap, and gets out alive.
What do we got going on the 10 line? Looks like Luger just playing that dangerous game with Hiyoshi, who just got smacked by something. Schlieffen probably, looks like.
Must have, maybe? No, I don't think the Schlieffen's guns were looking that way. Might be, was it a torpedo? No? I don't know exactly. Hataki's hydro is up, so it shouldn't have been a torpedo. Game's half over. Still very much anybody's game here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Too early to call. Little Buster Sarugumo spotted. Trying over here, caught out. Trying to get away, not spotted anymore now. Viper's smoke going up to cover Quicksilver.
Hiyoshi is radaring over on the 10 line, so Luger now detected. Really not much damage coming to him, though.
They're gonna be able to beat him up a little bit, but they certainly aren't gonna be able to kill him. Looks like Shogun's just gonna smoke him up as he continues to head south. They want to keep pushing this Venezia, maybe, I'm guessing?
The big problem is King Viper. All the secondaries from the Schlieffen just got a big hit from the Des Moines that's radaring him.
He's lit again. They're going to lose him, I think. Maybe? Looks that way.
His heel is up.
Yep, the Des Moines radar. He was trapped in there. No, he pulls the handbrake. How much longer on this radar? 3 seconds. Is he going to live?
His DCP is available.
He's going to make it. He's going to make it, Zath. Wow. I think he's going to make it. Oh no.
Oh, he hits the island.
The island stops him and allows some shells to fall in, but he's got another heal. He's still in the game.
And his torpedo on Hargamo? Yes, he hits the... Oh!
Wow. What a salvo. And just like that, that's a lead change. 9 minutes to play. KSC on a 20-point lead and growing.
I saw EU last weekend played on this map with a unique upgrade daring. I wonder if KSC was seeing that game too.
Interesting, Zath. And Quincy's Kleber, very, very beat up on the one line. He can't get spotted for any reason. Viper now lit again, just trying to bail out of the radar while I'm sure he's going to draw out every long-range shell these guys have got. His next heal's 20 seconds away. His last heal, I should say. Here come the shells.
Feels bad.
It's not going to happen. St. Vincent's going to take him. That puts ELSR back up a ship.
Look at Pikachu now going straight into the channel along with Well Done, who looks like he might be advancing.
No, he's just chilling. The B-cap very static right now. Well Done camped on the edge. Poison Hydro keeping things clear. They know exactly where Apex is, but I gotta say, the Poison pick, I don't know right now.
I wanted to bring that up, yeah. I'm curious about that.
I want to like it. Oh, Quicksilver gets hammered for the stern from the St. Vincent.
And the bow from the Schlieffen.
Quicksilver's in, well, he can, yeah. Quicksilver's in trouble. Like, he's going to get picked off right now. He's got nowhere to run. And Well Done's going to have to move back up into that cap.
Yeah, I think he's afraid of these
dark
torps.
for the moment.
But he's got it. Yeah, I agree. He's got to make something happen here.
I mean, that's 100,000 hit points you're not really getting any use out of. You're barely getting use out of his guns. You're not getting any use out of his secondaries for all the skill points he invested.
I'm not quite sure what Pikachu's looking at either. Follow his shells. Des Moines,
I think
perhaps?
he's looking at maybe. No, I think they can see the Des Moines. I think that's where the salvo's going.
Good hit on Stevens Des Moines, though. Wow.
Solid hit, but they do grab Quicksilver, and just like that, ELSR out to 100, 200, almost a 200-point lead. 7 minutes to play. KSC can still get back into this, but they've got to convert some kills. Letting things sit static at B is not the way to victory.
Yeah, I mean, you take the Preußen because it's got, you know, quicker reload than you're used to in a German battleship. It's got the secondaries, and it's tanky, but it doesn't have torps. So that threat of just deleting something next to you is gone.
If they let these guys cap B, and it's gonna happen now, Zath. Well Done needed to move up and sit in this cap. They're under a tremendous amount of pressure now. There you go.
Yeah, but Quincy goes down to the Hargumo.
Oh, they do finally lose Quincy. That took a while.
Yeah, Warp Chaos
and Warp
radar.
Chaos moving back in. Warp's gonna take one of these torpedoes.
Oh, yeah.
Feels bad.
Very unfortunate.
Now the Poison secondary starting to kick in.
Is about to win.
Dumping those into Misakura across the cap. Ohio secondary is working over Hutao's Des Moines.
Yeah, Pikachu actually beached himself so he could try to get his rear turrets off.
Yeah. Problem is he's broadside to the St. Vincent. That's not going to end well.
No.
Although he's dark. He's dark. I think he beached himself because now he's not spotted.
Well, okay.
They can't see him in there.
So, okay, he can hide for a while and heal. Nope,
I
he just
mean-
no more heals.
5 minutes to play. 2.5 minutes on the timer.
Steven's Hydro
KSC's
is
got to
up.
make something happen.
It's 8 and
Yep.
Warp Chaos detected. Stalingrad
Yep,
shells inbound.
they know exactly where these guys are. It's gonna cause Warp to make some unpleasant choices. Sate going for the back of the island. Looks like is Warp gonna go out in front? Yep, looks like he's gonna go out and get smashed by the St. Vincent guns.
Let's watch.
Here it comes.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I mean,
That's the
I don't
second,
know what else. I go ahead.
the second St. Vincent slap I've seen this KOTS. The
I
first one was a
I
full
don't know what
health.
else he expected to happen there.
Yeah.
Oh, a full health one.
Full
Oh,
health
nice.
Salem slapped by St. Vincent.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, under 5 minutes now, but only 60 seconds left for KSC to make something happen. Well done's Poison finally going back into the cap. I just don't know why he didn't do this earlier to at least stop the Schlieffen from capping, but here we are.
This is the part where KSC looks at his team, at their team, and say, "Wait a minute, we have a full health battleship at this point in the game." WTF?
I mean, basically full health, yes. I think he's just going to drive right across the cap, Zath. He's going to get in a fight with Apex and maybe see if he can push his secondaries or his main batteries in on some of these cruisers on the far side.
Yeah, this should have happened minutes ago.
I agree. I feel like this should have happened quite some time ago. Because he wasn't doing anybody any good where he was. There goes the Ohio. Caught out by the St. Vincent again. And now you're 18 seconds from an ELSR win.
Mutal can just back up. He's not afraid.
Yeah. It really does feel like they brought the poison and then misused it, Zath. I don't really know how else to phrase it. That maybe is harsher than I mean it to be, but I feel like that's how I feel.
I don't know. Maybe Well Done was buying some Bitcoin or something.
Well, ELSR Games claims game 2. They're up a game again now. KSC with their backs against the wall to see if they can retain their crown as Kings of the Sea here on NA.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Let's send it back to the studio.
Let's do it.
Action stations.
Welcome everybody to Game 4 of ELSR versus KSC. This is the grand finals. ELSR with 2 points up over KSC. If they win this game, that ends this series, and they become the Kings of the Sea for North America, going into international finals in first place. And that would make KSC second. Here we go. Sleeping Giant, Sea Raptor. What do we have for ELSR?
Flanagan Green on the north side. ELSR fielding a Montana, going full America battleship, by the way. Going a bit of a double artillery plotting room. And then you see that Furious fire prevention concealment Montana we've seen Bochi run earlier. Paired up with 8952's Vermont. Sticking here with a little more of a survivability build. Extra heals, better heals, and fire prevention. Headed over here towards the A flank, we have Apex's Moskva. Unique upgrade, RPF, and concealment. Stevens Des Moines going for range concealment and RPF. No unique upgrade there on that particular Des Moines. Little Busters now in a gearing. Torpedo build, unique upgrade, smoke and engine boost upgrades there to go with Swift in silence and RPF. Quincy's Ragnar headed to mid all by his lonesome. Gun range, RPF, concealment. Having a look at the other flank here, over here in front of the Montana. Hutao's Des Moines, unique upgrade. Radar, and let's see, we got top grade gunner to go with concealment. Luger's gearing. Identical build nearly to the other gearing. And then it's Misakura in the Kleber this time, but this Kleber is not running the unique upgrade. However, speed boosting here all the way to the C flank to try to pick this up ahead of the opposition, and he's going to claim that handily. Talk to me about the KSC lineup, Seth. What do we got going on?
Opposing to the south, hoping desperately to win this game to force a game 4 for the tiebreaker, essentially. KSC is bringing a gearing, smoke build, Ragnar gun build, Des Moines unique upgrade build, and once again, Pikachu in the Ohio in a damage build south of the B cap. Over towards A, we've got John the Impaler's reload build Stalingrad in position. Quicksilver, Moskva, unique upgrade. Going to the other side, we've got some Ohio shells, some well done damage build as well coming out. Looks like Captain Caesar's Moskva. He's already turned, so whatever. And finally, we've got ourselves a Des Moines Chaos again, unique upgrade, and Sate again, 420 Blaze It All.
Long-range shell fire going out here across the middle of the board. Hatake getting picked up by Ragnar radar here. They are going to get the resets as the Vermont dunk is inbound. Are they going to land?
Look at Storm.
Not amazing.
Also not amazing. Storm takes 2 torpedoes despite having Hydro up.
Yep,
Oof.
2 in there with the Hydro. Feels bad.
Feels very bad. Those were gearing torpedoes, weren't they? No.
Trying.
Yeah, they had to be.
No, they had to have been.
Busters.
They had to have been. Yeah, Busters. They ran out of range just on top of Storm.
Brilliant planning.
Yep. So that was the Ragnar radar pushing Hatake off, which means that they used the Moskva radar.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to push Quincy back so that his radar doesn't have the range to push the Ragnar off this time.
Right.
See if they can pull it off here.
Here comes the Stalingrad radar. Getting Quincy detected. They're trying to get Quincy back so that Hiyoshi can go back into the B cap. Pikachu at half health almost already. Oof.
Interesting to see. Now, one of the things we've seen, Zath, is that Kleber is not banned or restricted. And ELSR has habitually... big hits on Hatake. ELSR has habitually brought at least one of them in order to pick up an early cap and just start that early pressure on KSC. Hatake getting absolutely hammered here in the middle of the map.
Yeah, I don't know how he can get out of this alive.
He's got to find some hard cover to pull that off, and right now, I don't know. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's finally dark, under 700 HP.
Yeah, his engines are out, but he's available to limp away. Nope.
Heel's ticking. Heel's ticking. They took a blind shot and came up empty. ELSR just out shooting KSC here in the middle of the board, or at least out focusing the right target. More blind fire going on Hatake, but nothing coming up.
I love that they're still trying, though.
Yep. It's a 100-point lead now for ELSR on the strength of that early C cap. KSC just now starting to make a move here over at A. Sate Smoke leading the Des Moines up nice and close, pushing Busters back.
Yep, Chaos does have the radar going. That's why Sate opened up. It's going to go into the spot.
Sate's going to step onto the cap. He's going to be just barely inside of Steven's Des Moines radar range. Let's see if that draws it out. Should. It does.
There it is.
So they can spot Sate now, but I doubt they can get shells on him.
Maybe the Vermont.
Maybe. Actually, the Des Moines might be able to. That island's not nearly as tall as I thought. We'll see. We'll see what happens. KSC's not going to be able to make a play for B with Hatake. They're going to have to bring somebody else in to make that happen.
Ulcer's Vermont is not even looking towards the Hargamo. He wants John, I think. He's looking right towards John or the Ragnar's last known.
Well, they can see John, but if John can't really reverse, or the Vermont will have salvo.
That's their plan.
Oh, I'm sure it is. That or burn him down. I mean, how long is the Ragnar going to sit out there and get pummeled? Let's find out, I suppose. But yeah, he's not even getting any shots right now. Now John's reversing.
Well, KSC's moving up. That forces the Vermont to move. That gives John the flexibility to start backing up.
Yep, they are pushing up the 2 line now. Both the Kleber and Quincy's Ragnar heavily focusing the Stalingrad. Here comes some Vermont shells through the gap. Nothing doing.
Would have been a lot worse.
I would say they're bringing Hatake over to smoke, but that's not a thing, so I'm not sure what Hatake is doing in this position, honestly.
Pick up survivors, moral support, ice cream.
I don't know exactly.
Lieutenant Dan, ice
John-
cream.
John's not currently on fire, but his next heal is 50 seconds away. As Hatake looks like he's just trying to draw some of those shells away as he beaches.
I am so confused.
I have no idea why you would do that. They're definitely switched fire now. Hatake burning a heal, trying to get out of there as best he can.
Well, he's got his engine boost going, which does give him crazy acceleration, but I think he mistimed it, and it's going to force him to beach again.
He can't really accelerate crazily. He's got to keep it at half speed to make that turn or something. John now under 10,000. His next heal 15 seconds away. They're pushing Well Done and Quicksilver through Thunderdome, headed to B. I think I like this play, Zath.
Mm-hmm.
Is John going to live to see his next heal?
No.
He's not. Seconds to get there, doesn't make it.
Ake does try something really unorthodox to save his teammate.
You know, I think, Zath, the Montana HE came in there and made a big difference. I think that's Bochy flexing his HE messes for, you know, we've seen people play full-on Flame Tana.
I love Flame
That's
Tana.
That's not what that build is, but he certainly was able to contribute there, punching the HE through the deck.
And he gets a double fire on Pikachu in the next salvo. Add insult to injury right there. All right, well, what are you going to do if you're KSC at this point? I mean, you're down
I don't
on the
know.
ship.
I like the Moskva, Ohio play. I mean, man, if they can't punch out Apex, I'm just not sure how they'll ever make a play for B.
We have not seen a ship go into the Thunderdome and have an impact so far in King of the Sea. Are we going to see that today?
Yes and no, Zath. If you recall yesterday's Sleeping Giant math with Storm's Moskva ending the game right where Quicksilver is right now, that ship had an impact because he prevented them from winning the game.
I'm trying to think back to that one. Because I remember there was a Moskva and a Napoli right next to each other.
That was the crazy finish where the guys were charging him, and if they had stepped on the B cap like 2 seconds sooner.
Yes, I do recall
that was
that
KSC and no cap, right? So that's the one ship that I can remember seeing push through Thunderdome this time around that has had a big impact. But for the moment, it's a two. Go ahead.
Okay. Say it's okay. He was trying to smoke Warp Chaos out of that position. Almost took a torp for that.
250-point lead as we cross the halfway mark of the game. Everything coming up ELSR, going out on an early cap, picking up the early kill, early pick on the Stalingrad.
Okay.
KSC looking for a way to get back into the game.
We got two ships at the edge of the Thunderdome. Are they trying to rock, paper, scissors for who's going to go first?
What are we doing, boys? They're just trying to take salvos.
Confusion.
Yes, much confusion.
Also Storm, unfortunate.
What? He's alive. He didn't take any of those torpedoes. He's fine.
No, but
he's out in the open though.
Exactly. There's no smoke to really do much about it, and
smoke is in front of him. He's got to survive to get there, if he can make it.
Yes, and he'll get dragged into the Des Moines radar in order to get to that smoke.
Not necessarily. If he stays in the back end of the smoke, he's dark already. Actually, Shogun Raiden's in the radar range of the Des Moines, but Storm isn't. Nine minutes to play. KSC with a big hill to climb, upside down, about 150,000 hit points here.
Yeah, Raiden.
There's the radar.
There's the radar. Raiden spotted Luger for just a little bit there, enough to get some shots into him. Oh, look at middle. Well done going through the middle.
Well done pushing, but he coughed up a ton of health to get to this position. He came through Thunderdome with about 60, 70,000 HP. Now he's down to 25. His next heal's 30. Oh, he just got hammered. Who was that?
Montana.
The Montana dunking him? Yeah. He's out. Just don't see it, Zath. I don't think KSC's got a way back now.
I don't really see it either. Remember, both teams will be in international finals regardless.
Yeah, I liked the Thunderdome play because I thought, okay, now you've got ships able to exert influence in a portion of the board where it matters, as opposed to crawling up the 2 line where that's not going to get you anything. But I'm not. I guess obviously I kind of don't like the, hey, let's charge the Moskva with the Montana on my broadside. That obviously didn't work, and now they're going to focus out Pikachu's Ohio.
Yeah, I just don't understand what they were trying to accomplish with that little sit there in the center. I mean, were they trying to get ELSR to like just come in front of them or something? It's just, there's so much. I don't know. I'm just coming up with blanks. I mean, they're cross shooting the 9-10 area, so maybe they thought, okay, we can be artillery support for that. Or chaos goes down.
Yeah, it's pretty much all over but the crying here, Zath. It's a 550-point lead for ELSR. KSC just doesn't have the ships. They don't have the health. They don't have the board position. They don't have a way back into this game.
No, Raiden is pretty much going to go out here.
I mean, it should happen. It's going to depend on a little bit, the shells falling in the right place, but they should be able to pick him up. Well, no, he's dark now.
Goes dark. Quicksilver.
Yep. Quicksilver getting dunked there by the Vermont. No, that was the Montana, I guess. Now
this
the Vermont's going to dunk him. There's the Vermont dunking him. Yep.
Oof.
Everybody's shooting. I think they know it's over. Even Hitaki's in the middle of the board, fire in a gunfight with a Moskva that he can't possibly win.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's your Kings of the Sea North America, ELSR.
Indeed. ELSR is going to claim the tournament here. They're going to become the new Kings of the Sea here on North America. Go into the international bracket in first place.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
A flawless victory in Game 4, Zath. Check that out. Excuse me. Yeah, Game 3. Wow.
Right, you are, Raptor. This was a fantastic game to watch for so many different reasons. Mainly just, I thinking back to the start of the series, we saw the Kleber spam and stuff like that. We saw the Marseille influence, and then from the previous series, and ELSR saying, "Well, that's fine. You do you. We have our strats. We got other ones. Just wait. You haven't even seen our final form."
They're going to be fun to watch in the international next weekend, Zath. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely, yes, absolutely. So,
all right, well, let's throw it back to the analyst desk one last time today, guys, and hopefully we'll see you in just a minute.